Hey everybody, I love audit videos. I really do. They they get my blood boiling because some of these officers are just complete buffoons. But then you got auditors who jump the gun. Yeah, Liberty Troll. I back him. He does a lot of good. He's been screwed over multiple times. This last one where he got arrested and then found guilty. Yeah, cops are dirty. The judge is dirty. The prosecutor, the big huge heifer, just using all kinds of buffoonery to get stuff done. Yeah. It is what it is. But this video of Grady Judd impersonating a cop, Liberty Troll, buddy, you're 100% inaccurate. You are. You're just. I'm just throwing this out there. Your facts are all wrong. Nothing you said in this is correct, because you're looking at laws of today and holding them up against a story from 1972. No. You're basically saying that the graphics of asteroids sucks because it would be a lot better if it had the same graphics of Call of Duty Warzone. I mean, you're using two different platforms here. Two different platforms. Yes. Sheriff Grady arrested somebody when he wasn't a cop. Yes, he was not a police officer. He was a dispatcher. You could be a dispatch from 18 to 21. You could be a dispatcher, and that was the stepping stone for the police departments in the 60s. What was it? 50s. It was from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. That was like the stepping stone. You start off at a dispatch. In dispatch, you could take calls, take information, dispatch, and while you're doing that, you're reading the laws, looking through the laws, you're getting the lay of the land. That's how you got to the next level where you're like, okay, I'm going to bump up from dispatch. At 21, I'm going to go in, take the police officer's exam, go through training, and get things done. That's what Grady did. You said, oh, but he was illegally carrying a firearm because he got it from his dad. That's not illegal. That's not. It's not. You can gift a firearm to anyone. But that's besides the point. He was 18. Yeah. At the time, the law of the time, 70s, you could buy a pistol at 21 from a gun dealer. You could buy a pistol from a person at a gun show at 18. You could receive a firearm, such as a pistol, from a family member, parent, guardian, whatever, at the age of 16. During that time, you could carry a pistol at the age of 18. You could legally carry it at the age of 18 at that time. So, he was gifted it, legal. He was carrying it, legal. Oh, he was riding with police officers and he was not a cop. Well, that falls under two things. One, he's a dispatcher, so he's sworn into office as a dispatcher, so he does work with the police department. But at that time, you could still do ride-alongs, and ride-alongs of that time, it was like, okay, look at the airports of that time. Back then, you could carry a pistol on an airplane. You could literally walk into an airport with a pistol under your arm or strapped to your waist, and nobody batted an eye. Because that's how the law worked back then. You're skipping out on all the laws of the time and comparing them to laws of today. Laws of today don't mean shit to a story from 1972. So, he worked for the police department. He was riding with deputies. So technically he was falling under that category of an employee of the police department or sheriff's department. But he was performing like a pseudo ride-along. He was legally carrying. Everything's on the up and up here. So far, everything tracks with the laws. I've got the laws already looked up. I mean, I literally, here, look. These are gun laws throughout the ages. Whole bunch of gun laws here. I went down a rabbit hole here. So yeah, I went down a rabbit hole digging through everything. So ride along, legal. Carrying, legal. Owning the firearm, legal. During the time of this incident, it was mid-50s. Mid-50s, you could still do citizen's arrest. I mean, hell, today you can still do citizen's arrest. If you witness a felony or misdemeanor in specific states, Florida, my state, Arizona, it's been on the books for years and years and years. But in my state, if I witness a misdemeanor or a felony, I can legally arrest somebody under citizen's arrest. I state, I'm arresting you under citizen's arrest. I have legal authority to place that person in handcuffs, place them in my vehicle, and then deliver them to the police department. Or I can place them in handcuffs, put them in my vehicle, contact the police department and say, I have a suspect in a crime. I witnessed this. I placed them under citizen's arrest. I have them with me right now. Come and pick them up. And the police will show up. I fill out a report. I give my witness statement. They take care of the paperwork. And then when court comes, I show up to court. I swear and I make my statement. That's how it is. Hell, in my state, if I witness, like if I'm walking past a storefront, the store is closed, and I see somebody inside, mask, full black getup, backpack, and they're smashing displays and stealing stuff and putting it in backpacks, I have legal authority to shoot the lock off the door or smash the window to gain entry to make the arrest. And I'm covered. It falls under state protections. It's our code. It's our code, and the code's been on the books since the mid 40s. I think was the earliest citizen's arrest law that was going on. But Florida, it's the same thing. Florida's had the same laws since 57. There's all of it is here. Him and the officers witnessed a crime. Officers got out of the vehicles. The people took off. The officers took off on chase. He was left back with the car. Person doubled back, came back, and he's like, I recognize that person. I recognize the clothes, that they were one of the people that was here. The person was trying to cut back through, and he arrested him. you say, well, he drew a gun and that's a felony. No, it's not. Not at all. Of that time, it was common police training to draw a firearm and point it at any criminal. Go back and look at what is that? Axel Foley with Eddie Murphy. He gets thrown through a window. Cops draw their guns on him. That was the 80s, man. 70s were the same thing. Watch Police Academy. People drawing guns on people stealing TVs. That was the training. That was police protocol of the day. You're using today's standards to justify your twist on this story. He wasn't impersonating a cop. He didn't say that he was a police officer. He didn't say, police, freeze. And even if he did, legally speaking, he worked with the sheriff's department as a dispatcher. So technically he was part of the sheriff's department, but he wasn't a sheriff's officer. It's like working at McDonald's as a fry cook, but you're like, I work for McDonald's corporate. Technically you do, because you're an employee of the corporate office. I mean, you're just sub-level. So, no, he did not commit multiple felonies. No, he did not impersonate a cop. No, he didn't do any of the things that you say that he did, because you're using laws that don't pertain to the laws of the time. Also, you're saying, let's see what we could do about this. Even if they were felonies, you're still looking at top 5 to 10 years for the time limit on it. So you're 50 years too late. I mean, it is what it is. Like, Liberty Troll, I back you, I support you, but you have to look at these things from the legal side and the side of common sense. You can't jump out here and say all this stuff, because then Grady and his goons are just going to see this video. They're going to see what you say, and then they're going to go, we're going to get him. We're going to sue him for libel. We're going to sue him for lying about us. And you're going to get yourself caught up in something here, because that's who they are. That's really who they are. I mean, they're already trying to freaking railroad you for trespassing on public property, and now you're saying all this stuff, and it's like you gotta look at the laws. You can't just go, I looked up the laws and this is what it says now. I mean, you have to look up the statutes of the time. I mean, I looked up the gun laws of 1972. I looked up 60s and dude, I've got laws going back to 1791. From 1791, all the laws that have been passed, all the key laws for all across the country. Bless you. Oh, yeah, got another one. Saw that coming too. Yeah. Got another one in there? Yeah. That's what you get for playing in the lemon bush. But again, I support you, but you have to do the research. If you're really gonna go at it like this, and you're gonna, go head first and just dig in, you gotta be smarter than them. They're gonna be going at this all the legal routes. They're gonna go at this and try to just railroad the piss out of you. So you've got to dig deep, go through the record books, go through the history of the laws, dig in everything. You can't just go, well, he broke the laws in 72 because the laws of 2024, 2025 say that he did. You can't do that. I mean, look at the stuff on that 70s show. The stuff that they were doing on that 70s show. Some of that stuff's illegal now. I mean, go watch Police Academy, the first one. Compare it to the buffoonery that he did as this person, and it's like, hell, Dirty Harry. Watch Dirty Harry. That was really how police acted back then. Little things here and there, Dirty Harry wise, but the police in it, the actual background police officers, that's how it was back then. I'm sorry, bud, but you can't be calling people out like this when you're not using the proper legal backing. But I mean, I support you, but you really gotta dig deeper than this. I mean, yeah, Grady's a dickhead. His sheriff's departments are dickheads. Florida is horrible for the First Amendment. They don't care. Police aren't trained in First Amendment. They only know 10 traffic codes, and then the rest they just make up as they go along. I mean, you tell them that you know the law, and you give them laws. Here. Look. These are my pocket notes. Okay, we've got, let's see, this is the court ruling. This is the court ruling that states that giving a police officer the middle finger is covered by the First Amendment. The right to record police officers. Court ruling. These are our federal and state rulings. This names the Justice Department, case law, 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, 11th Circuit Courts. Names them all. This is the deprivation of rights legal notes. We have the Homeland Security with the important stuff highlighted. Important stuff highlighted. Important stuff highlighted. And then we've got rules and regulations. This is poster 7 with key parts highlighted. The first part is applicability. We have the second part, which is specific restrictions. The key part, photos and videos. And then the final part is the enforcement part. This is the part that every auditor forgets. It specifically says who can enforce the rules and regulations on federal property. You guys say it all the time. You point it out. Well, a police officer can't be on post office property, yada, yada, yada. But you never tell them or show them the code. It's right there. It's right there. That is the code. It's on there. 18 USC 3061 C2. That's the code right there. And then on the back, constitutionally guaranteed right cannot be converted into a crime. These are the case laws. These are the case laws, the key case laws. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Miller versus Fifth Circuit of 1956. Miranda versus Arizona. Hill versus Henkel. Byers versus U.S. Madbury versus Madison. Norton versus Shelby County. Mugler versus Kansas. Ex parte Young. Staub versus Baxley. U.S. versus Jackson. Cohen versus Virginia. Those are the keys. And they do breakdowns of what the ruling was. These cue cards. I have more that I have to print up, but I'm printing them up 2 to a page so that I can cut them out and put them in, because these perfectly fit inside my vest. It's just basically a camera vest, but this fits perfectly in my front pocket, and at any time I can just pull it out and be like, look, I have all the laws right here. I can literally pull up each specific law that protects me. And it's something that auditors should do, because you say a lot of stuff and then they go, can you prove it? Can you state the law? Better yet, I can show you the law. And I have it highlighted so that you know what to look for. These are key things that auditors should have. And just going in with a camera and swearing that you're right doesn't always get the point across. If you show up and you not only have the legal knowledge up here, but you have documented proof that you can hand to somebody and be like, look, here it is. Here is the documents. I mean, the reason why I have these laminated is, one, makes them harder to destroy, makes them waterproof, and they can't just take this and destroy it. They'd have to cut it up. They'd have to burn it, and that creates more evidence that they committed a crime. Because I have it, I show it to them, I hand it to them, I tell them, look, here it is, here's the laws, and I have all the legal backing. I have the documents to prove that I'm right. You can't just go, this is what it is. You got to have the legal backing. You have to look up the past laws, look up the future. I mean, you have to anticipate their moves. This is chess, man. This is chess. You're gonna get hit with some slander shit. You're gonna get hit with libel. You're gonna get hit with all kinds of legal mumbo jumbo, because that's how they play. They play dirty like that. So you gotta be wary. Is the sheriff a dickhead? Yes. I mean, if he swallowed Viagra and it got stuck in his throat, he'd just get taller. That's just how it is. But again, the statement that you're making here and the statement you're making on the video is factually inaccurate, and it's damaging to your reputation, because when you look at the actual laws per the timeline, you're wrong. And you have to be looking at these things properly. I back you, I support you, but you're wrong on this one, and I gotta put it out there.